Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with NewFilmmakers magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Adam with his movie, Just Like Us. Let's take a look at a clip.
I think that our kids and our adults that come to camp, one thing that they find so wonderful about it is that they get to be social. They're very socially isolated, and that's basically because it's hard to incorporate them into the real world.
Adam, congratulations on your film.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just Like Us was such a wondrous experience to watch and see these amazing teachers, these campers, and these incredible parents. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Well, Just Like Us, the Cliff Notes version, if you will, focuses on Camp Tatia, which is a special needs camp in northern Arizona. Mm-hmm. And there's a longer cut that's more like 40 minutes, mm-hmm. and then there's a short cut which we showed at the screening last night. Mm-hmm. Basically, it follows one of the campers primarily. His name is Max, mm-hmm. and kind of a day in the life of Max, if you will. Mm-hmm. He got in a horrible accident that left him in a wheelchair and left him mentally there, but mm-hmm. physically he's not able to control what his body does. Yeah. And so the film kind of explores his life mm-hmm. and how Camp Tatia helps him experience what life is, the joys of life. Yeah. You know, because a lot of the times people living with special needs don't get to experience as much as, say, the average person who can just walk around and do whatever they want to do, you know?
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
right.
people are too scared to let their kids go out and do that. Some people don't have the money because the special needs community is very pricey as far as equipment and as far as getting somebody here or there. Yeah. And so it's a documentary that kind of explores the camp and what they do for the community in Arizona. And honestly, even though it's just located in Arizona, what's really cool about the camp is a lot of people from all over the nation mm-hmm. Actually come to this camp because it's free. It's just a really neat place that more people need to know about.
Oh, and so, 100%. I mean, honestly, Camp Tatia is, what you guys do is absolutely incredible. Like, I was just amazed by not only just these amazing campers who you fall in love with them. They're so wonderful. And just the dedication of the teachers and also the parents and what they want to provide for their children as well. It's just such a wondrous experience and such a great thing that it's, as I say, these things do cost a lot of money in many other places, and the fact they provide this for free is incredible. Yeah. Where did the inspiration come for you in wanting to create this documentary about this camp?
Well, I have always been into telling good stories that need to be told. You know,
we like that.
Messages that more people need to know about. Yep. You know, and so when I had found out about this camp, a lot of my friends were like, "You got to come visit. You got to come see what we do." So, long story short, I went and checked it out, and having just finished film school, I was like looking for something to do. You know, mm-hmm. and when I went and saw the camp, I was like, wow, you know, what these people do up here is not only just amazing for the campers, but mm-hmm. for the staff as well, and the people running the place, because they were learning more about themselves too. It was run by a lot of younger people, you know, which was really special. There's a line in the film that one of the counselors uses, that if more people were to just come to a camp for a week and expose themselves, the world would be a completely different place.
I love that when he said that. Yeah, it's really quite incredible. So true.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's the inspiration from it. It's like, you know what? This is the first story that I'm going to tell, and I'm glad that I did. The director of the camp was like, I think this is really a really great first story for you. And I'm like, especially going into the film industry where there's a lot of competition and some people who, you know, it's got kind of that rap, you know, mm-hmm. of being really competitive and sometimes some of the sour parts of it. Yeah. And when you really focus on the good that you can do with filmmaking mm-hmm. and telling people's stories that deserve to be told. That's what really matters to me, and I hope that that's what some of the people got from the film.
Most definitely. I mean, just to reiterate, this is Adam's first film, and so to make it on such a powerful subject about this, just a camp full of love. You know that the teachers love what they do. I think it's also really great that people young in their lives are spending time here, because it does. You only have to, I mean, again, it's great that you've got these experiences, these people working there, but as an audience member watching it, one thing that you want as a documentary filmmaker is for your audience to go away and feel slightly altered and slightly changed. And I certainly felt that watching the film, and it took me into a whole world, and it was beautiful. So I mean, you definitely got that from our audience. I know that.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. See, done and dusted.
Yes.
What? I mean, obviously it's your first film, which I don't believe you. I'm sort of still in a bit of shock about that. But what did you find, making your first film? Like, what was the challenges that you may have faced, or was there certain difficulties that you have? Because it's a little bit different from making a normal sort of film. You make a documentary. It's a different process, isn't it?
Definitely. That's something that was the most challenging. Was we set out. I remember our first meeting before we went out to the camp, and it was, listen, we're not sure where this story is going to go. We're going to pick some people that the camp director recommends following, and then we're going to film the camp. And the camp is all summer long, and so we ended up going back and forth once a week to capture the different camp groups that were there. And so what was hard about it was we were just kind of going up there and trying to film blindly, not really knowing, where the story was going to take us in post-production. And so the challenge was after having all that footage, after having so many stories, you could go up to that camp and make a little documentary about any one of those people. Yeah. Because everyone's got their story of how they live and how they communicate differently up there. And so that was a challenge to figure out, how do we want to guide this into resonating with audiences? How do we put this into a story? And so it was really daunting by the time we got to the editing room, because we had to pick and choose and figure out what were the important parts that really mattered, and whose story would be the strongest to tell. And so it was hard making those cuts and those decisions, but I definitely think, technically wise, as far as the film process goes, having a solid foundation of kind of who you're following and what story you want to tell is key, but then in post-production being really well organized with the editing process and making sure you have, all your ducks in a row so that you can tell the best story possible.
And what's been the reaction of the camp when they've seen the film?
Oh my God, they are obsessed with it.
Oh,
I think
really?
They've shown it to every all camp long. They were watching it with the different groups of people that come in.
I love it.
They've used it as promotional material. They've used it. They have used it at parties and events where they hopefully they're getting some revenue from that.
That must be an honor for you to have your film shown everywhere and really highly appreciated by those that you documented as well.
It's really heartwarming to see, even on social media, people you don't even know just saying this is an incredible special story, or a view that not a lot of people get to see. Please watch this, and they're sharing it, and that's the best reward of making the film right there, is really affecting people who agree with the point of view of the film and want more people to see it.
It's amazing. What's it what's it like coming out of film school, making your first film, coming to LA, coming to NewFilmmakers LA, having it in front of an audience in the craziness of Los Angeles? What is that experience like?
It's surreal. I mean, I loved the event last night. It was so awesome for it to be on the big screen. And again, strangers were coming up to me at the end and saying, oh man, there was one gentleman in particular who said, I've worked on several documentaries, and I could tell your guys' was really from the heart. He's like, there's always some sort of angle or some sponsor that wants to, point it in this direction or that direction. And he's like, but you guys nailed your message. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. so cool for a stranger,
Yeah.
you know, to come up and to share that with you. As a filmmaker and as somebody who's really passionate about this cause, there's nothing better.
Well, I mean, you know, I can even feel in this interview that everything that you did, your whole team and people that you worked with, it definitely came from the heart, because, you know, you have to really care about, you know, people to make a documentary in this particular way, and certainly shine a light on this amazing camp that goes on, and everyone should know about it, because, you know, whether your child should attend there or whether you want to go there, it's great to know that there's good things happening in this country, and just, you know, great things, and you've just set a light on this wonderful camp, so it's beautiful. What is next for you?
Well, actually, I work for a small video production company in Phoenix, and so I'm lucky enough to have, you know, some film equipment at my disposal.
Excellent.
And we have a few clients and friends that are really talented. And so what's next is, I think we want to do something more narrative. Right now, we're actually looking at doing something really short and sweet. We want to do a music video.
Oh, cool.
And one of our clients is Ballet Arizona, and so they are these incredible dancing athletes, you know. And we're like, okay, we've got the equipment, we've got a song to use, and we've got these amazing dancers. Why aren't we making a music video? So that's probably going to be next in February, March. Or so, and hopefully the company will be able to use it as well. And then I think some more narrative work this year.
It must feel good to get your first film under the belt and, like, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm in action
definitely.
now. What's it? You know, again, it's that transition from film school to making your first film. Like, what do you have, like, a piece of advice that you may have, like, learned from making this project, or something that you've been told, or something that you have to anybody out there that's trying to make their first film?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is to have a balance. To keep in mind that sometimes, especially with documentary filmmaking, you can come down hard on yourself with timelines or ideas. How am I going to tell this story or this edit? And to just remember that life is a balance. You know, take your time, eat right, and be healthy.
Right.
Because really, the creative juices come out when your life is a balance. When you're too stressed out, when you're too focused on one storyline, take a step back, go have a drink, or go relax with some friends, clear your mind, and then come back, and your mind will be more clear. You can. It's okay to wait for that aha idea, you know. And so to just keep in mind to have a healthy balance.
We want to work on Adam's set, like, really, like, geez, I mean, it's beautiful, and I think it's absolutely right. You know, it's really important to have a balance, and yeah, we get stressed out about so many things. It's scary making a film, but, you know, it all comes together in the end anyway. So you might as well enjoy the process. Well, listen, I absolutely love your film. Everyone's just gonna fall in love with it that hasn't seen it, and for those that have, I mean, wow, it's fantastic, and we look forward to seeing much more of your work. So thank you.
Thank you. If I might, real quick, I just want to do my plug here.
Plug away.
That if people want to check out the longer version of the film, there's a 38-minute version on Vimeo and on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/justlikeusmovie. And also, if people want to check out more about the camp, it's ArizonaLionsCamp.org. And again, go check out that stuff if you're interested in learning more about it. Really, the aim was to help promote the camp, but to also raise awareness about those who might not have been exposed to the special needs community before.
Exactly. I've already checked it out, and it's really fascinating stuff and amazing things that are happening there. So thank you for documenting it, and thank to everyone at the camp for all the great things that they do as well, and to all the campers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant job, man.
All right.